so far away, and I just need to hear your voice. I just need to hear you say, if you would have me go or stay. Girl, in the tower, I'm reaching out. Please tell me what to do. Girl, in the tower, I'm calling out. My heart cries out for you. I saw your face, and I felt our souls embrace. If it's not meant to be this way, why do you haunt me night and day? Girl, in the tower, I'm reaching out. Please tell me what to do. Here in the tower, I'm calling out. My heart cries out for you. Girl, in the tower, I'm reaching out. Please tell me what to do. Here in the tower, I'm calling out. My heart cries out for you. I'm calling out. Girl, in the tower, I'm reaching out. Please tell me what to do. Here in the tower, I'm calling out. My heart cries out for you. Girl, in the tower, I'm reaching out. Please tell me what to do. Here in the tower, I'm calling out. My heart cries out for you. Girl, in the tower, I'm reaching out. Please tell me what to do. Here in the tower, I'm calling out. My heart cries out for you. Girl, in the tower. Here in the tower.
Even now, in a place that's so lonely, there's a pause.
False alarm. I didn't mean to play that one right now. Sorry. I want to play the video game. Look! Shut up. Here's energy.
Listen and you'll hear the heartbeat of a universe teeming with force. See all the forms and the faces of nature taking its course. And feel all the wonderful motion flowing through things far and near. Nature will share her secrets when we are ready to hear. Energy, these are a few of your faces, glowing in timeless places, bringing our lives new graces. Energy, there is no living without you. We must keep learning about you. Now is the time to find how to. Energy, you are profound. You make the world go round and round. You make the world go round. You make the world go round. You make the world go round.
Thank you, Energy. Look, I'm sorry I Bundle of Nerves edged you. It was a mistake. Thank you, Turbo Sean, for the raid. Appreciate that. Hope you had a good stream. Everyone, please make sure you're following Turbo Sean so you can check him out when he's doing his streams. We always appreciate the awesome work he does for Giant Bomb and Game Mess. Thank you, Sean. Good to see you. Let's see here now. Thank you, Chatulus, for the stream streak. Thank you, Nesbit. I am Mrs. Nesbit. Thank you, Nesbit, for following. Appreciate it. Hello, hello, everybody. Did Sean lie to me during UPF? Maybe. Certainly not the most egregious liar during UPF. That would have to be... Somehow that would have to be Jan, I think. I don't know. He's still Jan. I was definitely lying only a little bit, and then, like, I was like, I think I need to lie if I have a chance. And then I pivoted to lying. It was Jan. Hey, Jeff. I was voted to be surrounded by liars' work. I'm like, it's rough. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I think the only interaction we had was you screaming eat shit over the phone and I don't recall such a thing. That doesn't sound like me. How are you all doing? I've been having a ton of fun playing through the original Resident Evil 2 for the PlayStation for the first time ever. Is Doshin the Giant in English on GameCube? There might be a patch, but it never got a US release. Did it get like a UK release or something? I don't know. I've never played any version of Doshin the Giant. Yeah, only in Europe. That's what I thought. There you go. It's not a Cubivore situation where it like got a US release. That should be fine for you, Jeff. I'm sure you'll figure it out. But yeah, I've been loving Resident Evil 2. We finished Claire's Route A yesterday, which means we get to start Leon, Route B. So I have already swapped the discs. We're good to go. Let's see what's going on. I tell you what, I looked at the back of this disc, and I think it's fine. This one looked a little scuffier than the second disc did. The Claire disc. We had some issues there. I think we're going to be fine. Hey, get out of here. Don't worry about get out of here, freaking RetroTink menu. Yes, thank you. Pickup yesterday was fun. I think we're going to be fine. Sorry, I dropped my poker chips. I never did finish Doom the Dark Ages. I kind of lost steam on it. Like, it was fun, but I don't know. Oh, I was like, where's my volume? I actually opened up I think my poker chip hit my keyboard and put us on the mix layout for a moment there. Yeah, you don't have to donate to my extra life right now. I mean, you could, but I would wait. Yeah, that was the poker chip. Leon B! Gonna be able to play for a few hours here. Like about 3-ish. Because I am going... The reason why we're starting a little early today is I'm gonna go see... Project Hail Mary with my brothers later tonight. So That's fine. We'll have plenty of time to get a good start on Leon B. And I bet we'll be able to kind of finish Leon B tomorrow. I bet between today and tomorrow we'll finish this. Very excited. I've heard people say that the Route A-B stuff is like even more interesting here than it is in the remake.
In the midst of the T-virus outbreak in Raccoon City, Claire Redfield succeeded in escaping from the city, along with one of the only other survivors, a young girl named Sherry.
It's true.
However, behind their escape was the lone survivor of the Raccoon City Police Department, Leon S. Kennedy.
What's the S stand for? I don't know what the S stands for. Scott? It's fun how even the intro's different. I'll have to at least watch the other, if you do Leon first.
Here?
That's a corpse, Leon. What do we got here? Just a lady laying down the road.
Guy's a maniac. Why'd he bite me?
Why about me? Mount Rushmore pre-rendered cutscenes. I mean, that's the thing about that. Kingdom Hearts 2 intro.
Man, what a mess.
I think, honestly,
What
a lot of
could
them
have
would be
done this?
Square Enix and Blizzard.
What was that? What are these things? All right, that's far enough. Don't move. Don't move. No! What's up with that guy? That was a clean hit.
What's up with that guy? Very calm.
I'm running out of ammo here.
Wait! Don't shoot!
Get down! We can't stay out here. Head to the police station. It'll be a lot safer.
Yeah, it's gonna be great there.
There! Buckle up.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Buckle up. We're having fun. We're having a fun adventure. That's the vibe.
What's
if you
going
didn't
on?
know.
I arrived in town, and the whole place went
Great. The
insane.
radio's out.
You're a cop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, first day on the job. Great, huh? Name's Leon Kennedy. Nice to meet you.
Mine's Claire. Claire Redfield. I came to find my brother, Chris.
How did he get the police car if he didn't go into the station yet? If it's where he transferred from, I don't know.
Hey, could you open the glove box?
Sure. There's a gun inside.
Better
Stole
take it
it.
with you.
And then, why does the zombie look like Leon?
You okay?
Still in one piece.
Hey, that maniac's gonna ram us! Run! Claire!
Leon!
I'm okay. Head to the station. I'll meet you there.
Okay.
Right. Hopefully we can run through this first part without taking too much damage. So we get to the police station. I love true endings. Let's go. Delicatessen, hell yeah. Oh, almost got grabbed. Oh, went right. Yep, that was my bad. One's on me. How's the audio, everyone? Should be good. Should be the same size as yesterday. Okay, I want to go there. Great. How's this? Good, good. That's what I want to hear. Come get me over here. Yeah, thank you for the stream streak, Primworm. Now we can go this way. Oh, there's that key. Oh, so he just has the lighter in his inventory. Interesting, interesting. Gotta get out of here. And so, good, we're good. And you start schmooving with these tank controls, man. I look great, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, discard that baby. Man, he really even comes into the police center a completely different way. Claire had a lot more time on the streets. Oh, it's my first typewriter already. I'm not gonna save yet. I know that my lesson from the last time should have been there are more than enough ink ribbons. I don't need to save yet. We're gonna get in the police department. We'll be fine. What's that noise? That light pole was a problem last time. Oh shit. Help!
Hey! Get over here! Hurry!
I can't set her down. I'll drop you a rope ladder. Grab onto it.
Come on! Just a little more!
Idiot!
Get off me! Stay back! Don't come any closer! Stay back!
Oh, damn it! Oh, right, this is how this happened. Boy, that's unlucky for the copter pilot there. Yeah, where's Mike? Can we retcon it that Mike doesn't die in Resident Evil 4? I miss him. He's a bro. Right, well. So I wonder just how because like my understanding is that there's more consistencies. Like, if Claire did something in Route A, I probably don't need to do it in Route B. Like, we might not even fight the same bosses. So I wonder if I even have to put this fire out or if Claire's just going to at some point. I don't know. We'll see. Might not be that advanced. Look at that. Leon doesn't even get into the lobby yet. So I'm not going to have that hip pouch this time, which is going to be rough. But so be it. Be careful with the windows. Oh, get off of me, get off of me. Alright, alright. Wait, this one? I unlocked it with what? I guess it was just locked from the other side. I would save those two for later. Just take nothing but... We'll be coming back this way. Alright. There are gonna be a good amount of zombies in here. We do just need to kill these guys. Oh god. Already with the freaking valve handle, huh? You dead, man? No. There you go. Oh. I still have that combination. Let's see. 2236. Ooh. Ooh. Only one of these in this one. There's a lot more safes in the remake. Hell yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Leon gets the shotgun. Yes, I will. Okay, we'll take that. I'm guessing the shotgun's still gonna be in Star's office. I'll tell you what. That grenade launcher did a lot of work for me. Kind of carried me through Route A. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna rethink that. Yeah, frankly, I think I'm better off going the other way. We don't need to kill this zombie. Are you still alive, man? Yeah, these are some zombies we may not need to kill. I feel like last time I maybe killed actually too many zombies. Alright. So we're going upstairs. That's fine. I was having some handgun ammo issues towards the end of, or towards the middle of Route A. At least if we go upstairs, we actually... If I can get over there and then go downstairs, I'll be able to go to... No, the safe room's over there. Where is this? There's a safe room somewhere over here. The West Wing safe room I always remember better. Hey man, get away from me, birds. Oh, great. Let him pass. Let him walk. He's walking here. I don't want to deal with you until I have a shotgun. Oh, save room. Nice, 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 nice. We're gonna save in here this time. So we read this one before. Are we never gonna use the knife? Might need to combine those. Okay, so I have to use these instead of the pick locks, which means I can't use all of them. Alright, I already have a good amount of ink ribbons. Pick locks. Lock picks. Look! Shut up. That's not what they're called. My bad. Okay. What is that room at the end of this hallway? Part of me feels like my main objective should be getting to the STARS office on that west wing over there and getting the shotgun if I can. So we're gonna be able to get to the main area from up here too. You can drop that ladder. Of course, there's zombies here. Looks like right here. No. Anything I need down here? It seems like everyone's really been enjoying Pragmata. Oh, is it really that easy? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh my god. And more ink ribbons? I have so many ink ribbons. Okay. This is going pretty well so far. We see Marvin? Nope, he's already locked it. Is this one locked too? I think so. Yeah. Yes, I will. Going up. Alright. I say again, I want to be a bit better with my hand getting him this time, so I'm going to very patiently get this guy over here so we can kite around him. Come on, buddy. You can do it. They stole this from Requiem. There's a small part of me that's like, I think it's a little, I know, weird. It was a little redundant that you had that care center, which already was very clearly inspired by the police station with like the East Wing and the West Wing and all that stuff. And then also you just went back to RPD anyways. Okay, this guy, I bet we can just do this. Ah! Yeah. Look at me go. Oh my god, buddy. Well, that's not good. Is there another door over here? No. Oh boy. I don't know why I'm going over this way. Oh, this is the... What's that over there? I want that, though. Did I get this last time? Okay. On now. That was efficient. Okay, oh my god, I can't believe I got past him. Okay, not gonna lie, that went better than I was expecting. Well, we got the shotgun, that's something. He was in a different place. Good thing I went over there. Probably take that liquor out now. Probably just wants to combine these right now. Again, there aren't that many red herbs. We can hold on for a second. Don't need a save. Let's go remind ourselves what's in that room over there. We don't have what we need to blow up that wall yet. And then we're going to have to deal with that the horde of zombies outside of that room, which will be fun. Did I not miss that first one? Oh my god. Good enough. Could be better, but good enough. Oops. Fuck! What do you mean there's two? That went better. Ah. Right. Can't even access that door yet. What am I gonna do here? Guess I didn't go in that top room yet. Then I can go downstairs. Right? Isn't that where I came? Okay, no, I came in. I was like, side? I don't know. Alright. Good for me, birds. Oh, wait a second. I have the valve handle. Right. I could turn this off now. Too bad I don't have it on me because I'm stupid. Let's go back. Past the birds again. The birds, the birds. Let's just go ahead and combine these now. What was that door? Has to go downstairs. We don't want to yet. You took out those liquors. know what? I think it's okay if we save right now. I think we have plenty of ink ribbons. This is personal growth. I'm gonna do a new slot just in case, but I think it's fine. Do it here. Another D-rank in the making, you know it. Leon's also going to get the freaking... what's it called? The machine gun later. Leon might also get grenades still. I'm not really sure. Like, again, it might be the shotgun instead of that stupid bolt gun thing. If they both get grenades, Leon's definitely going to have the better arsenal. Wrong way. Bullshit. Get out here, bird. Okay. But this doesn't make any sense. How come Leon and Claire both have to put the fire out, huh? Well, JK, I'm not a maniac. Happy Sunday, Raven. Oh, yeah. Yes, I will take those. Aren't there stairs over here? Oh, yeah, that's how I came down. Anyways, besides, we want to, we can now access that one room. What's going on? Well, that's not good. Oh. It's him. I like this delivery system. That's fun. The hat really does do a lot for him, huh? No, not yet. Oh, shit. Oh, double shit. Alright, we're gonna stun him and run past him. Ow, so far not so good. It didn't stun him. We're just gonna run past him next time. Forget about the stun. The stunning did nothing. Hey, it's a good thing I saved. Survival horror. Let's put the ribbons back. Maybe this bird won't hit me this time. I could have put the unicorn thing inside of its slot already, too. It has occurred to me. We'll do that later. A moment here. Wrong way. Just remember, Giant Bomb is most Mr. X-coded Bacalar. Of course. Dave the Flickies, thank you for following me. Appreciate it. I like your campaign. We do have to protect those poor Flickies. Birds are here now. Come dive after me. There they are. They missed this time. Oh, come on. Okay, whoa, whoa, whoa! What's going on? Birds! Holy shit! I think I gotta let the birds kill me. I can't go on like this. There's too many. Take one out just to feel something. But Jesus. That's bad bird RNG. I'll take getting pecked once. I think I got stuck in that wall a little bit or something. I don't know. Try that again. I don't want to shoot. I don't want to waste ammo on the birds. Let's see. Who's the most Wesker coded? Also Bacalar. Yeah, they pecked me like crazy. Got real peck there. Knife them? Maybe, but I feel like if I stand still knifing them, they're gonna peck me a lot. We'll just run through it. We've saved right here at least. Who's the most berry-coated? Me. No. Grub. I want it to be me, but it's not. Keep doing that. Grub's the shopkeeper from 4. Alright, birds. I don't like you, and you don't like me. Keep running, Liam. Okay, get the fuck away from me. I'm the most grace-coded, probably. I am... a coward. I should almost just eat that now. Okay. If Mr. X only hits us one time, that's fine. Shotgun shells. Mike. Having a good day? I am having a good day. Hope you're having a good day. Come on. We can skip that cutscene. Alright, I wonder what the best strategy here is. Is it going to be try to bait out the punch? Should I just go for it? It's like better around a corner. Okay, well that didn't work. Let's just go for it. There we go. Not too bad. Not too bad. Boy, that one punch got me pretty good, apparently. I'll take it. I don't want to save now. One, it's not long enough, and 2, maybe we can get past it without... If I didn't kind of try to bait that punch, I might just be able to get past him. It is the big wind-up punch you can really go through. Maybe I should take the medallion out. The first thing we got... Yeah, what am I doing? Guess what I'm really gonna do is go check out that room. I don't need the medallion just yet. Definitely need some more healing items. This is the wrong way. Keep doing it. I get this specific thing mixed up. I wonder if he's even in here anymore. Because, like, I know he's not supposed to be a pursuer enemy per se, so he may already not necessarily be active in any environment at the moment. I don't know. Okay. Oh, good. Ah, right. The diamonds go here. Okay. Good enough. Maybe I should have done 2 and then 1. I need some healing. Anything else in here? Yeah, I still like the first one quite a lot too. What if I should really be carrying this tiny key around with me, or just wait until I need it, then go find it? But I'm about to use both of these items down here. Should be cleared off at least to the ladder. Yes, sir. Hell yeah. First key. Alright. Good stuff. Now we can go through this door. Kind of make our way up to the STARS office. Go to that save room. It'd be great. And there's gonna be nothing that'll hurt me on the way. Better not be, because I actually don't really have a lot of health items. There's those 2 green herbs I left behind before. Those are for another day. I wonder if it's going to be stingier with healing items this time around. I don't know. that. Shit. Again, I would like to... Was that the only item here? Yeah, as soon as I do that, I'm gonna need this. Okay, good enough. Oh boy. I'm not trying to mess around with you. That was an unintentionally great shot. I think I missed so much that I hit better. Would you all rather always smell burnt popcorn or always taste pickle juice in your mouth? Burnt popcorn. Right? We'll take the burnt popcorn. I hate pickles. Taste or smell. Ugh, my health is not great. Yeah, now things are almost certainly going to try to kill me from these windows. I don't have the cable yet. Oh, that's it. That's all this unlocks. And I will. Not really what I super need at the moment. I remember you. Oh, is that a first aid spray? That's fantastic. No, it's not even the first aid spray, is it? This is a key item. Oh, it is. Never mind. Okay. I can take one more hit. Is there anything else here? I don't know if I ever read this before. Walking around the sewers. He ran away. Electronic detonator. Right. Yeah, shouldn't the explosives be around here somewhere? It's not. You can't do I still like the tank controls quite a lot. I mean, they feel good in games designed for it, you know? Thank you. Why do I feel like... Okay. Just run past them before they get up. This room. Right. Yeah, this is a long one. There's so many pinup women in this game. Guess I just use this now so I can pick up this gem. I mean, we can also just get to the save room. Pretty close to it. Let's just do that. We can save. Well, yeah. We'll save after we get the gem. Now, there are zombies out here. Better take care of these guys. Oh, you know, thought that one shot was necessary, but I did it. Just show him his boss. You need those. Put that away. Ah, well, speaking of, we can use the little key right here. No? Really? It's not for that? No. Okay. Strange. Again, it's weird that like you can't develop the film in this game, but like it's kind of just lore stuff. I like in the remake how it tells you kind of where you can find secret items and whatnot. Alright. Before we go upstairs, let's get these herbs and put them in storage. Then we'll go get the gem, put in storage. Then we can save. If I had the budget to make an indie game, I would make a game that controls the navigation like this. Like the tank controls and everything, the pre-rendered backgrounds, but you could still do over-the-shoulder aiming. And like, it would almost kind of look like you're looking at like a vector graphics thing with the background, so you don't have to draw every single background in real-time 3D, but the character models are still 3D. So you can still do like the headshots and to shoot them in the legs, you can get by them, that kind of thing, you know? Isn't that Killer 7? I have not played Killer 7. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't think I have the key for this door. Yep. I have Killer 7. Is Killer 7 one of those things where you're supposed to just play that the Steam version, or is it okay to play that or just the original GameCube? Okay, so, right. We're probably going to kill this guy. I should never go for headshots. It's never worth it. It never works. Not with the handgun anyways. Is Leon canonically a smoker then? What's Claire's job, by the way, before all of this? What does she do? Is she just like a university student or something? Is she a vagabond college student? Makes sense. Vagrant. Oh, right, you. can use it. This is the best save room in this game, right? Come on. I never looked in all these little drawers, by the way. Hey. Maybe this is why I was so low on ammo last time. I wasn't clicking on enough drawers. Alright. Should be heading into Star's office pretty soon here, which is exciting. I think maybe if they made Elsa Walker from like the botched Resident Evil 2 a new character, which is clearly just kind of a prototype Claire. Yeah, we never did open this door before, huh? I don't know, we must have. Anywho, this whole thing, right? Not exactly the most difficult puzzle in the world. Any interest in Signalis? I don't know much about it aside from the name. Did I push this guy too far against this first wall? I sure did. Let's reset. I think I hear lickers. Signalis is the goat. I would like it. Bunch of games I want to play. I want to play the Fear Effect games, which isn't exactly survival horror, I know, but... Oh my god. Won't go anymore. I've blew it again. Apparently. That's got to be good enough. Here we go. It's kind of funny. This game does have block pushing puzzles, and they are oh, pretty simple actually. They're pretty basic block pushing puzzles. Didn't go too hard on these. Would my game also have a lot of blocking puzzles? Yes, it's mandatory. Come on. I like block pushing. It's already both crystals, huh? Put this in our box. Next time we're in the East Wing, we can deposit those. What's the present? For us, the premise of my indie survival horror. Can't do viruses. Sure. I think I like robots. I think I want robots. Scary robots. I don't want, like, pure sci-fi. I don't want it to be a space station. I want it to be more like Boston Dynamic robots gone wild. And some kind of... like analogy to like the weird Apple campus, like Apple computers. It's like a circle, but it's like dystopian and creepy. That or SeaWorld. Alright, who's here? That's just you guys. Oh, God. Overshot my mark there, Smidge. You ever tried the RE2 Remake randomizer? I've never tried any randomizer. Someday. I'm embarrassed I got bit by that zombie. Oh, yeah, I don't get... Oh, he gets the Magnum. Okay, well, pretty good. But yeah, not having, Not having... The grenade launcher hurts, but get the Magnum. Can't believe I can't get that healing item. What game do you think you'd be the best at with best? Best is an interesting question. I bet I do pretty okay at the Super Metroid random. I mean, if there's a Mega Man randomizer, well, hard to say. I've read this before. I guess I have to try them. Like, Super Metroid would probably be the one I'd try first. I don't know if I saw this last time. Good picture. I think Rebecca's not even in this picture. She's too much of a rookie. Boy, poor Jill. The absolute sausage fest. Who mounted a fish here? That 1,000,000% has to be one of those singing fish, right? Not a real fish. Those are all the rage at this time. Okay, so nobody sent a fax this time. Maybe we can take both of these guys out with one shotgun. Okay, I'm so stupid. Alright, now we're just running past them. Well, shit. Oh my god, how many fucking cops are here? I regret everything. Get the... Oh my god. I really blew it. Look, we're just never going this way again. Alright, that's all there is to it. We're over it now. It's a police station. Look. Ah! Shooter! No, don't do that.
Wait!
That looks a lot like Coca-Cola, by the way, over there. No wonder they had to change those. Doing a better job of scouring around for ammo this time. Guy Fox, 8 for 29 months. I appreciate it. I am doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. Thank you so much. Look at that.
Claire, you made it.
It's just blue Coke.
Yeah. Have you seen a little girl around here?
I did.
Yeah, you just missed her. Who is she?
I don't know. But
Oh, it's
too
Monday
dangerous
already.
for her
Oof.
to stay here alone. Leon, I'll go look for her. You go and find us a way out of here.
Of course. But before I forget, here's a radio. That way we can keep in touch if something comes up.
Do you have any healing items? So, like, now I'm trying to, like, not shoot as many people, but... Oh, the desk is locked. This would be a good place for one of my tiny keys. So, like, now I'm going through healing items more because I'm getting hit more often. Oh, no. Great. Great. There last time that happened really late in my playthrough, and it didn't actually affect me in any way. Like, I never went back over there. Ooh, but I want to carry that item. Damn it. I mean, yeah, I could just... I'm buying these right now, use them, get the red herb, break that back to the main thing. Yeah, it's fine. Hey, Fitz, thank you so much for subscribing, Prime. Appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for getting the hype train started. Hope you had a great weekend. Okay. Should be able to solve this puzzle while I'm here. Last time I didn't do this till like way later for no reason. Don't need to go into the clock tower yet. Okay, what's the order here? Alright, yeah. Blue, gold, and gold, blue, gold, blue. Slide to the right. Does it really just move them all over to the right once? I think it is. Oh god, not even. What's this? Huh. That's different than the things that Claire got. Huh. Bishop plug? What the hell's a bishop plug? Alright, who's still alive up here? See if we can just get past this guy. Reset him. Yep. Guess I will go down. Locks though. But clearing out that room that just had a zillion zombies is gonna be annoying. I just gotta use my shotgun. That's right, I left you alive. Again. Don't have the most healing items in the world. I don't even think I can carry this Magnum around right now. Let's save that for perhaps later in the game. Have a look in this drawer. It's locked, huh? Finally use for the key. Please. It's a good use of that, I'd say. I actually probably should get the 2 red jewels out. Actually, that's the other side. Yeah, I didn't want to be over here. I want to go back around. But yes, I do. Well, wait a second. I need to go back up. Yeah. Go upstairs. The 2 red jewels. Go in that room. Yeah. Yeah. You think getting my 2 red jewels out on Steam is against terms of service? I won't let that stop me. Get what the diamond key's for. Actually, it probably is for that one up there. We'll worry about that later. Oh, the mirror room's not going to get me this time. I promise you that. Yes, I will go up the ladder. I always forget that this is save room. Okay. Remembered which way to go this time. Don't have any explosives yet. Okay. The liquor is dead. That's good. But I thought... That's right. I remember these in the remake now, but they were in the sewer that you messed around with these plugs, and it was complicated. Alright, we're gonna have to clear our way through that like giant horde of zombies now, so let's get our stuff out. Let's save. I got 2 of those things. I assume we need 3 of them. So let's say, I only have 3 ink ribbons? No, I have 9. We are fine. It's fun. It's funny how like much fun it is doing this again when you kind of know what you're doing a bit more. Games are always surprisingly replayable. I've seen some people complaining that 9 isn't as replayable as it should be. Like some people like only want to play the Leon sections. Some people, which I mean that I don't know. You got to play the game if you want to play the game. I think having to replay that part where you're the little girl is pretty annoying. Now, where are we gonna go? I'm going to go downstairs over there. That one is still locked. But that green one, yeah, we need to get that cluster over there. I'm probably going to want to equip the shotgun. Oh, WrestleMania, right. Oh, God damn it. I do it every time. Oh, Mr. X. I wonder if Leon even goes there. That kind of seems like a lot of Claire stuff, actually. I bet I don't. Do you know when the first episode of the Bull Endurance one's going up? No, we don't have anything set in stone yet. Not like within the next couple weeks. Like not this month. Right? So we're gonna figure that out. Like nothing's been edited yet. Right, it's over like 20 plus hours of footage. Each episode like 30-ish minutes long. Oh, these. Can I grab these now? If I grab these now, I'm not gonna have room for much else. And I can combine them at least. Well, I can... Once I clear this room out, I can go up this way, get to that storage room, drop these off. I think it's fine. I'm thinking before the train vlog. You always been there? I thought I killed a lot of you guys. Alright, get ready to shoot. Jesus. I wish I'd hit more people. Maybe I should be doing this. That. Even more herbs. Alright. Cleared. Good enough. Jeez, that was a lot of zombies. I don't think there's that many in that room on the A route. Just to drop this stuff off over here real quick. All these herbs. Okay, we're finally getting a small stockpile of healing items going. Second, I think my OBS chat window is unhappy. Let me refresh it. And there's nothing. One moment. Oh, come on. Wait, 1 second. Let me look at actual Twitch on my computer, make sure you guys see me and it's just OBS not working and not Twitch. I should still be live. Let's see. Well, I think I'm live, but I think... Yeah. Okay, I see you guys, yeah. Let me just see if I can get chat working again, at least. Don't know what the issue is. Which do you like better so far? Resident Evil 1 or Resident Evil... Not sure. I like there's 6 out Resident Evil 1 I do like for sure, but Pro 2 is probably better. Everyone's right. Even the site's kind of bugging out a little. I don't know if anyone else is having Twitch troubles right now. It's just me. Works fine here. It's like if I refresh it, I see things. Even on like my web browser too. The chat's being a little funky right now. Probably fine. I might just keep going and have to refresh every once in a while. I don't know why it would be so funky. One hop this time. 2 hops this time. You guys are all fine. It's so annoying. It's like if I refresh it, it's fine. Just not updating in real time. Crisscross. Everybody clap your hands. You think I could turn off? Ooh, I have a video driver I need to install. How about that? Parsec running. Shut down Parsec. I'm gonna try another channel real quick. Okay, so when I went to a different channel... Oh, wait. I think we're fine. I think it's working again. Don't know why. Okay. I'm good. Sorry, everyone. Don't know what that hiccup was. Hey! Drab Majesty, thank you so much for subscribing. Appreciate that. Thank you for 2 months. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you're having a good weekend. Okay, so yeah, I killed all these zombies. I'll tell you what, it was a lot of zombies. Not easy killing all those zombies. So what's this door? Oh, they're not gonna get me this time. Let's go in here first. Ooh. Got him. Of course. I wonder if he's not going to jump through the window at least now, because I don't think there's anything in here. Well, there's a shelf over here. No, never mind. Oh, what's this? Oh, I'll take that. Take that. What else is this precinct key for? I didn't throw it away. Alright, I am now hoping that nothing's gonna jump through and scare me. Man, that's all the plugs, isn't it? I mean, I don't even know where the plugs go. Actually can't pick that up yet. We definitely need to come back for that. Which is fine, because there's a whole nother room over there. Okay, look at me go. Part of me feels like it would have been more efficient to let him jump through the window and avoid him, but I'm going back in this room anyways. Gotta drop this stuff off at the storage. Not incredibly close, but won't be any danger on the way. I wonder... Okay. So, there's still those rooms. Yeah, probably gonna get a key in there. I don't think I'm gonna need to have all the chess pieces on my person immediately here. Yeah, the voice stuff is very good. Yeah, there is like an element of the old adventure games in here for sure, and I like that. The inventory puzzle stuff specifically. I love that. I always forget you're still alive. Combine those later. Yeah, I could save, but I don't want to. I think we're okay. Just one more push. Let's see what's in this one room, then I'll worry about saving. Oops. Haven't seen Mr. X in a while, knock on wood. Ah, can't even go in here anyways. Well, let's get the, let's get the first aid. Yeah, I think I only ever played the director's cut of Resident Evil 1. Oh, fuck. Okay. Could have been worse. Jeez, that one lick got me apparently pretty good. Ugh, I'm mad I got licked. I mean, I guess that's what they do, but I thought I was getting out of there lick-free. Well, look, we never need to go back in that room again. I still wasn't expecting it, but I didn't get terrified this time. I'm sorry. That's bullshit, though. I already killed a licker. Alright, so obviously we need to go into these left area rooms, which means kind of wrapping around there. We can go to that save room first and then figure out our maneuverings. We'll save once we get into the dark room also, although I'm mad that I have to save with this yellow health. It pisses me off to do so, but that's the way it is. We are starting to get some health items at least. Oh yeah, the remake is definitely the best version of Resident Evil 1. I like the original still quite a lot, but the remake's amazing. The remake's definitely hard because of the red zombies are very difficult, and having to worry about burning them. It's an added layer of complexity, but it's fun. It incentivizes you to not kill as many of them. This is the right way, right? Yeah. Now, I never beat either version with Chris. Someday I'll have to do that. It just seems so much harder. I know it's intended to be harder too. Part of me is like, this game's hard enough. God, I wish I had cord for this. I've never seen that. What's this room? There might still be a zombie alive up ahead, by the way. Yep. Alright. You lived long enough. Resident Evil 5 Remake retaining the green-brown filter. It will not be nearly as bad. God, 360 era was wild for that. Should be done with this key soon. They're gonna bother with 5. 5 is like... 5 sold... I mean, 6 sold well also, but like 5 was a well-liked game at the time, man. They'll remake 5 eventually. I don't know about 6. I mean, they're gonna do... I think they're definitely do some of the other ones first. Definitely Code Veronica and probably 0. Maybe even 1 again first before they get to 5, but they'll get to 5. I mean, I don't know if I don't think I buy Resident Evil 5 taking any of the blame for destroying the franchise. 5 was just kind of following the path that 4 set out, and it was still very popular. I think that rests... I mean, obviously 6 took the trend too far, but I think that fault lies almost entirely on 6. Going... Not down here. Right, down there. Right, so down here. I mean, 5 was definitely not nearly as well received as 4 was critically, but it still did pretty alright. Alright, yes, discard that key, please. What if we're going to talk to Marvin if we're just going to see him as a zombie? It seems pretty likely it's just zombie. Zombie, 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 hey, 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 head in your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. Pushing X everywhere I can. There's nothing else here. But yeah, I mean, if Resident Evil 5 didn't have the co-op, I think it would have been cooked, but... Alright. Me? Last key. Actually, no, 3 of 4. Anything else here? Welcome me. Okay, read this last time. Sure. Absolutely. I feel like I'm doing much better on handgun bullets this time. Okay. Anything over here? Doesn't seem like it. Hey Lexi, how's it going? Hope you're having a good weekend. Okay. Now I can open that door. Put the tiny key away real quick. There's like that one locked drawer somewhere, but I don't remember where it was. Hey, every time I think that zombie's gonna get me. Okay. Back this way. Where was I trying to go out this way, by the way? I can. I don't think there's any items or anything over here, but I'm curious to poke around for a second. Okay, I don't think I want to be out here. Kinda neat that I can. Alright. I think that's enough of that. Do I know what the song Zombie's about? No. I'm gonna guess it's not about zombies. Hey, Mike, Dan, Tony. Thank you for following. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Who sings it? I forget. I knew at one point. I don't remember. The Cranberries, an Irish band. Oh, neat. I'm gonna guess it's about Irish stuff then. Probably some... two Ireland's fighting stuff. You know. Alright. Now we get some. About the Troubles. Do I know any of the other lyrics side of the chorus? No. First song you learn how to play on bass. Funnily enough, when I tried out that last Rocksmith and Ubisoft gave me a demo of it, the song that they had me do was oh, not this one. Was Zombie. Okay, it must be the one above me, right? Or over here. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that downstairs area. Oh, the fucking dogs. Great. There's still some zombies alive in this room, so I gotta be careful. Bad start. Nope, we made it. Oh boy. More zombies than I thought I left alive in here, to be honest. You might be a problem. God fucking... Good. Good enough. I hate missing. Alright. Ah! That was pure reflex. Stop making me waste my shotgun ammo. Oh, bullshit. Get off of me. There you go. Excuse me. Well, this isn't gonna end well for you, buddy. Okay, maybe we can get a lot of these guys with one. Good enough. This is that hallway. Alright. Well, we'll have to worry about that again, at least. Alright. I bet we're gonna meet a spy lady who might help us get this club key. Let's see. Getting ready for these fucking dogs. No, never mind. Those aren't dogs. Those are people. Which way I want to go? And we kind of have to go all the ways eventually, don't we? He's not dead yet. No, there he is. Yes, he is. This is where I lose all my handgun ammo, by the way, which is super fun. Okay, bullshit. I feel like lickers are gonna spawn in here soon and maybe just kill all these guys. I think it's the dogs I hear. It's like one of the hardest parts of the game when I played the A route. Do you guys line up again? Okay, okay. They are not dead. Jesus. Oh my god, dog. Dog! Jesus Christ. It sucked. Those dogs beat me up. Oh, so, where am I? I couldn't see the manhole lid. Too many dog guts on them. Alright, here's the save room. This save room's a little mean because I don't think they give you any extra spare ink ribbons. Which is rude. Hey, babe. Luna heard all that. Look, not all dogs are, that's bad phrasing. Zombies. They're not a zombies. That's just true. Don't hashtag that. No. Look, everyone calm down. I bet you're about to see Ada Wong. That's what you like, right? This is where we had to play as Sherry before. Oh, don't tell me I just don't. Oh God, I thought Ada was gonna help me out here. Okay, I guess there's a different path I'm going. Well, at least we got the save. The shitty save, but we saved. Leon's future wife. I think there's no way it's Ada. I think Huntingham makes so much more sense. I think Ashley even makes more sense, although I doubt it's Ashley. It's rude that they let me come down this way for nothing but a save room. I mean, normally those are nice, but was it worth the dogs? Oh, right, you. God, I'm tired of wasting my bullets in this hallway. It's 100% Ada? Stupid, though. I think you're right, though, just because... I mean, Ada's the most popular one, right? So that's why it's probably her. This thing, right. How'd I do this before? Nope. Geez, that's a little high. Perfect. Okay, Leon had a cousin. I forgot how much is down here. Actually, I don't think Claire did any of that. Maybe that's where Ada's about to go. I wonder if weapon storage was open. Or I think I need a key card to get in there, honestly. We can check that out next time. Yeah. I remember we came into the parking garage as Claire, and not much happened. Also, this is where you met Ada in the remake, was in the parking garage. So yeah. It's all coming together. Yeah. Here she is. Yep, there she is.
Sorry about that. When I saw the uniform, I thought thought you were another zombie.
Sound mixing is my passion.
Who are you?
Ada Wong.
And what are you doing here?
I'm looking for some guy named Ben. He's one of those reporter types, always looking for a scoop. I heard he was locked up in the cell block, only there's a wrecked car barring the entrance. I've been trying to find another way inside.
You're doing great.
If we work together, we can move this thing. Give me a hand here, will you?
I did like her trench coat look in the remake. Alright. I wonder if she'll actually help me shoot at things, unlike Sherry, who was not very good at shooting stuff. Why do I forgot to put my ribbons away, damn it.
Ada, wait!
Alright, yeah, the child was not much of a shooter. Didn't even have a gun, I think. Oh, for fuck's sake. Honestly, I think the handgun was better. No, you stay in there, doggy. It's like I could combine these, but I want to combine one of them with that. Why did I forget? I'm so far away from the storage box. I might need to run back. I gotta be honest. This is too much shit. As annoying as it is. Did I grab this green herb? Yes. Okay, the path's clear, right? Or was there one zombie I ran past? I think there is, yeah. There's actually a couple. There's this one. And then... yeah, this one. Okay. I'm just gonna keep one green herb and then combine it with that red herb when I get it. And that'll be my healing item. Not gonna save again. Yeah, we had our first Mr. X encounter quite a bit ago. Only 6 ink ribbons now. I don't know. I'm getting worried. It's actually more than enough. Yes, I will go up the ladder. I think one of my favorite things about this over the remake is how it's kind of actually how much shorter the sewer sequence was. I think that dragged on a bit, right. Dragged on a little bit in the remake. Oof. Like, it's good to expand things, I guess, but I don't need the sewer to be like as significant a chunk of the game as almost the RPD. Okay. Hopefully the dog still won't jump out. Probably not gonna jump out till I exit that sewer grate later. Never mind. I should have seen this coming. Stay down! Oh, yeah, okay. You think they had anything cool in their cell? Also, why were they in a cell? I guess it's not really a cell. I guess it's just their pen. Keep away from Mike. Oh boy. Part of me wonders if that was worth... Oh boy, some film we can develop for no reason. We're gonna meet that reporter guy who dies right away. Is that a blue herb, really? He's like, no. But I feel like I should if given the choice. I never had to use a blue herb in the last playthrough. Yeah, these heal poison, which almost never even happens. Oh, great. Of course, there's immediately... There he is.
Let me guess. You must be Ben, right?
Why are you saying
Get
it like
up,
that?
now.
Why are you so mad at him? He's not a criminal.
What do you want? I'm trying to sleep here.
Is this the guy?
Ben, you told the city officials that you knew something about what's been going on.
Because he's a journalist.
Didn't you?
There
What did you tell them?
And who the heck are you?
I'm trying to find my boyfriend. His name's John. He was working for a branch office of Umbrella based in Chicago, but he suddenly disappeared 6 months ago.
Thank you so much for the 5 the subs. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well.
That he's here in the city.
Thank you.
I don't know anything. And even if I did, why would I want to tell you?
Okay, I say we leave him in there. Does anyone know where they put the key to this cell?
I have it right here, officer. But I'm not about to leave this cell. Those zombies aren't the only things crawling around out there.
What was that?
Never mind. I want to leave this cell.
Like I said, I'm not leaving this cell. Get
Thank
out
you
of
again,
here
Frog.
before you lead it right to me.
Hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm the only cop left alive in this building.
What?
Look, if you want to live, then you're gonna have to leave with me.
But do you even know how to get out of the city? There's a kennel in the back of the building. Inside the kennel is a manhole. Go through and it'll lead you to the sewer entrance, but it won't be easy.
All right, I'm going.
Hey, what about us? Yeah, I know what he's talking about. I was just there. The one time in the game they do that. So we gotta do this. You mean that manhole cover in the very next room? Yeah, I know it. Army feels like I should run back to the storage box again, but I don't want to. Let's see, maybe there's a safe room. I mean, we're really going to the sewers already? Like the sewers? There's still some stuff to do. Yeah, no wonder they gave me the frickin' blue. Okay. Well, I bet we'll run into safe room after a bit. Again, the spiders are generally easy enough to just run past. Knock on wood. Here we go, hell yeah. This is like a different safe room than Claire had. Very, very interesting. Okay. I'm not gonna develop this till later. I think your Ambernick died, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if they do a Resident Evil 1 remake in this kind of style of the 2 remake in the modern games, it's gonna be great. I wonder if it'll be as good as the RE1 remake. It could be, pretty easily. They do a very good job. Interesting, we're already in the sewers before we even kind of finish it in RPD. Like, we haven't done stuff with the last key yet. Combine these, put them back in. I gotta go to the bathroom, everybody. I will be right back. Back. Alright, we are in the sewer. Cool. Oh, me as a VTuber. Wait, is that the way I think that's the way I came from. Yes, sir. Sherry dropped them. Did she? I can't remember. Wonder if I saw it to fight the alligator crocodile thing. God, if I'm gonna need the fucking valve again. Yeah, alligator. Crocodiles would be in Africa. 4. What's the rule of 3s? Jeez, maybe I just missed something back up in the mansion. Oh, so I never went into the ammo room. Maybe that was my issue. Oh, nope. Ada's about to get one right now.
I don't think I've introduced myself yet. My name's Leon. I'm with the RPD.
Whatever. Who gives a shit?
It's a dead end.
You think we can get upstairs through this shaft? Give me a boost. I'll go and check.
That's how you're giving her a boost? Alright, here we go. I bet I don't get the hack this time. Oh. She's probably smart to run.
How cute. That little girl must have dropped this. I think I'll hold on to it for her.
Yeah, I bet you will. How much money do you think Ada would have to be paid to shoot that little girl? Because I bet it's shockingly little. That's a fast-shooting gun. You should give this gun to Leon. I want your gun. It's just a handgun? Seems special. Seems like it's shooting really fast. Oh, get off of me. Oh, it's this place. Ah, so that's where that is. I see. Okay, I bet I just have enough bullets with her to shoot everybody. Oh man, she reloads fast. Oh my god, is everybody doing the lunge thing today? Jeez, not with the lunging. Oh my god. Fairly recently. Do I still get to push the boxes? Time for the hardest puzzle in the game again. Phew. That was a close one. I thought I was going to be stuck there forever. There it is. So, alright, so interesting. So it wasn't even the chess piece, so Leon's gonna go back to the mansion with this, and then eventually find that 4th chess piece. Cool, 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 cool. Is there anything in here? This is where she came from. This works? I say mansion, you know what I mean. I wonder if she just gives these to Leon. I would hope so. Because Leon doesn't come over here. You can skip the door animations. I've seen people doing speedruns on a PC version with like a skip cutscenes patch or something. And it makes it like 40 minutes faster. It's like a difference between like a 50-minute speedrun and a 20-minute speedrun. Doing a single route anyways.
Leon, can you hear me?
Ada, did you find anything?
Right here.
Throw the bullets too, please.
Think fast. Here's one more.
Oh, she did. Oh, okay, nice. Thanks.
Hey, I can't reach the ventilation hole.
Yes, you
I'm going
could.
to have to find another way around. I'll catch up with you later.
Yeah, it's really hard.
What?
What?
Ada, wait!
Leon, come in. I found the girl, and I've cleared the wreckage that was blocking the corridor.
Oh,
Got it.
interesting. So Leon can now go through there. Yeah, I know. Interesting that Leon encounters Sherry, but Claire does not encounter Ada. I wonder if that's different if it was Claire B. Yeah, I see it. Thanks, game. Hey, Sign Ghost. Thanks for following. Appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't really need to put anything in storage. Got to run past the spiders again, so that'll be fun. Let's go. Oh, ow. Not poisoned. It's fine. Okay, I need to actually go inside that armory room. I think I can. Maybe not yet. Well, I can because I have the key. I can open up that door, which I think will let me into that place. Yeah. Yeah. Still zombies over here. That's new. God damn it. Give me some space. Figure this out. Get in the corner. I can actually shoot them both. I am probably incredibly low on health. This is awful. This is... Could have gone better. We got through it. I thought I was about to die there. About to die there. One more hit would have done me. Okay, now this hallway might have liquors now. Pretty sure it does. Maybe it's something. Maybe because I did. No, just you. I might spare a shotgun shell for you. You, I bet we can just get around. Alright. Last time there was a bunch of zombies in this room. They're all on the floor. No, nothing. Right now there's nothing. I don't trust it. There we go. Right. Hide under the table. You dead? You're dead. There's the red card. The Prop Action League now. Stinky. I like Stinky. Oh, shit! What do I get? Which way am I going? This way. I like Stinky there. I like the Action League now. The Blam was a good show, damn it. Right, this one. Okay. Should be good ammo in here. Maybe including some Magnum ammo. Haven't seen that in a hot moment. There it is. Did that. Yep, need that. Ah, right. Here it is, everybody. Oh my god. 2 slots? It just says 100%. What does that mean, 100%? Alright, you can tell me how this works. Is it like recharge on its own, or is it 100% and that's it? That's it. Alright, well, I guess we're saving that for the end of the game. That's it, sort of. Is there, like, places to recharge this thing later or something? It doesn't take the handgun bullets, does it? There's clips. Okay. I see. Yeah, right now, I'm gonna run to that other storage. Or can I just go out this way? I just leave. It takes me there. There's not really great save room there. Might as well go to the save room over here while we can. A little annoying to go to this one, but it's not that great in terms of raw firepower. Awesome. I'm glad it takes up 2 spaces then. Well, I knew the hip pouch was better, and I decided, like the kids with the marshmallow test, that I wanted it now with Claire instead of giving it to Leon. As useful as it would have been. Alright. I don't want to save yet. Maybe when I get upstairs, I'll save. This key is going to let us into basically the only place we haven't been to yet. Those two rooms. And that's it, actually. Right. And I wonder if Leon even does anything with the clock tower. Maybe not. We'll see. Right, and I can now go into, where she blasted out that stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of like... Right now, in my mind, the Magnum's getting saved for the underground section when I'm going to have to deal with a lot more liquors and the plants. So I'm not going to have the grenades to get me through this time. You seen what Dan's posting on WrestleMania? They're playing ads which matches and they're using Mortal Kombat Snapchat on attendees. On Jontron, what? Oh god damn it. Were you guys always here? Perfect. Oh my god. Perfect. I'll take it. 2 for 1s feel good. It's because I never blocked off those windows. Oh, this room. I remember nothing super important being in here for Claire. I almost called her Joe. Read this before. Nice. That's good, that's good, that's good. Also gonna need the Magnum bullets for bosses, almost certainly. Yes, I will take those. Guessing the Magnum's not gonna be quite as powerful as that Resident Evil 1 Magnum. I have too many bullets for it and I got it too early. Alright. I gotta go all the way around to that room. And frankly, we'll probably go save first. We've been doing a lot. We see what's in that room. Let's go downstairs. I mean... No, that's the basement. You're not going downstairs, right? That's where he came from. Billy Mikey. Boy, I haven't seen, playing ads between entrances. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, there's just a lot of people in here alive still. Maybe too many people alive right here. I thought that would get both of them. At least I was hoping it would. I'll take it. Good enough. Yeah, I've only seen Mr. X the one time so far, actually, so... Might become a concern again here soon. I mean, I'm not surprised he's not, like, incredibly prominent, because I remember, again, as somebody who never played these games, I never heard anybody talk about Mr. X in the original. I heard people talk about Nemesis all the time. I only ever really heard about Mr. X more because of the remakes. Again, it makes sense. Yeah, this will still be the fastest way to save. Very good, Proggies. Drop those ink ribbons back off, then we can head to that room. Yeah. There's all that stuff too we gotta look at. Let's go into that room first, because then we'll probably be able to throw away that key. Not that one. I do think that if the next Resident Evil didn't have a pursuer enemy, that would be okay. As fun as they are, kind of reacted too slow there. Fun as they are, I don't know if we need it every single one of these games. But, you know, they did it tastefully in Requiem. Wasn't a huge section of the game or anything. As I don't have a healing item out with me. There we go. Really getting a good sense of the layout of this place now. I definitely still like the pursuer enemies. I think they're fun. I don't think we need it every single time. There's still a liquor in that one room, so let's not go in there. Yes, alright. That's it for the keys. Oh, this room. This is where I hilariously just guessed the solution to the puzzle. I still remember it, by the way. There's no items here, is there? I still don't really know how I was supposed to know how to do this, but it's 2, 3, 1. Alright, have a go in bucket. Oh, there he is. Good entrance. But also not too hard to get away from him. We're fine. Yeah, I guess we are going to the clock tower. Makes sense. We're also still gotta go to those floors and see what's up in this hallway, so yeah, we're going up there. We gotta get to the library. I thought we were over this, buddy. Okay, what room did you just make a hole in? The room you were just in. And I go in that room and now jump out of there. What's this room? Oh, I'm not going in there. There's a liquor in there. We're all very impressed, Mr. X. Funny that Daddy in Resident Evil 7 does the same trick. Okay. Where's this hole? Are they not gonna let me use this hole? Oh, come on. Oh, come on. That's a perfectly good hole. Use that. Use his holes. Leon. I just a little sharp with the wood there. All right. Hey, Zerum, thank you so much for 7 months. Appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. Watch this. this is the way. Ow. Ow. Good enough! Thanks again, Zerum. Honestly, it'd probably be faster to go back to the main hall and just go up that ladder. I'm liking it a lot, Zerum. Having a really good time. Beat the Claire route A. This is about halfway through Leon B, I'd say. Maybe a little bit less. We're almost done with the RPD. Ah! No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. I should not come this way. Get away from me. Get away. Oh, yeah. Get stuck on the corner, idiot. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's forget this is a save room. I don't want to save, actually. Yeah. Alright. Let's check out all the hallway stuff, then we'll... Again, I don't know if there's anything I need in the hallways. There's probably just items for Leon. That seems like more important for Claire's stuff. There's his little journal. Very detailed about his crimes. Good to leave that evidence around. Yes, thank God. Good, good, good. Kept clean, good to know. Did you get the Rebecca photo? No, I never did get the Rebecca photo. This, I don't know how to. If you want to let me know how to before I'm done here, I can try to do it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm gonna need this someday, huh? I have a piece of film I actually haven't developed yet. I should do that at some point too before we're done here. Oh, for fuck's sake, what is that noise? What's that noise? There's not enough space, buddy. We can't be doing this in here. Hey, can you come in here? I don't think he's gonna follow me into this room. It'd be so nice if he did. It'd be so much easier to go around him in this room. But I don't know if he follows me to rooms. I could just reset him every time. There he is. Maybe if I, like, really lead him on. doesn't seem like it. Alright, we're just gonna have to try to get by him. You have to search Wesker's desk something like 25 times. Okay, I might try that though. Good enough. Wait, wrong way. He's not that he's gonna spawn in anymore. Come in. I guess I gotta go around. Yeah, that's the way to the library. Hope those birds aren't there anymore. I didn't like them. Good, they've had their fill. Poor guy, leave him alone, birds. Is that enough? What am I missing here? How else do I get up there? Momentarily befuddled. I think that's the only way in there. Right? Huh. Okay. I was so sure of my path, too. I mean, there's nowhere else to go. I mean, I guess I can see... Again, those stairs just go down. Those are just the basement stairs. I can't go up over there. Right? Yeah. Nothing else. We can go develop that film and go get the Easter egg. What's this door? Yeah, that's to go to the basement over there. Which I don't want to do. I want to go to the clock tower, which is obviously where this chess piece is. Oh. Just that again. I'm pretty sure that's the only way in and out. Maybe I should check these other walls. Maybe Mr. X made some kind of a hole that I didn't realize earlier. Hesitate to explore a little bit just because I'm worried the game's repopulated these areas with too many zombies. Come over this way. Come and get me. Yeah. Yeah, you almost got me, buddy. Come on. Come on, both of you. You almost got me. There you go. Where are we going? Hello, you. I think I missed you before. I think I need the crank and the wheel for the clock tower, so I gotta keep those items out. You can go... Where's that film? Again, it's nice and all, but... Alright, let's go get that Rebecca photo, and then... might have to explore a bit. There's gotta be some way into the library. Hey, Last Geek Plays. I'm doing good. Hope you're doing good. Never did open that door, huh? Alright, who's here? Great. Okay, go inside the STARS office, you idiot. Stop bringing the sign. Oh my god, thank you. Doing a lot for this fucking picture of Rebecca. It'd be worth it. Yeah, any minute now. Oh, it'll be worth it. You'll see. You'll all see. I'm gonna accidentally skip over it once I get it. Her purse is over there. You don't get any items from it in this game like in the remake. It's trash, baby. Let's fucking go. The only film reel that matters. He text AJ. Find out when he's gonna pick me up. Go ahead, no one to stop the stream. Let's see, when should I expect you? Movie's not till 9:10. Got a little time, but not a ton of time. Like I said, should tomorrow night be able to finish the rest of this. Man, this photo looks much worse. This photo looks terrible. They really, the greatest glow up, I think, in the remake is this photo. She's not even doing the hand up thing. She looks real weird, right? The weird looking face. Oh, I'm glad I saw it. How do you even get tofu in this game? I don't know. I have no idea how any of that works. Alright, so we gotta go back through the office. Hey, a whiff of lazy. Thanks for following. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we just gotta go back upstairs and just kind of look at all these walls surrounding the library. There's gotta be a way in there. But you look like Kevin from Kind of Funny doing the milk bombing face. Tofu's the side mode. That makes sense. AJ says, I'll leave here around 8:45 to 8:50. Okay, let me plenty of time. Excuse me, zombies. Welcome me. My forever job. Magi Trash Company, thank you so much for following. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you're having a good weekend. Even as it approaches its end. This way. To go upstairs, we're going to have to dodge that liquor again. I'd rather not do that. I don't want to go over there right now. Oh, it scares me. You're expecting that guy to get back up. You have to beat the game 6 times in the same save file, and only one of them has to be an A rank, apparently, to get the tofu mode. I see. Wow. That's funny how you have to do a lot of stuff to see a silly sentient tofu walking around this game originally, and then in 9, they're like, let's just have him fucking walking around right away. Who cares? Alright. Definitely not that way. Okay. Now, is there like some hole in the hallway here? No. Boy, I'm perplexed. There's another way to get up there. I don't know it. Well, wait. Am I going the wrong way this entire time? I'm an idiot. It has nothing to do with the library. The entrance is over there in the west wing. I'm stupid. That's the issue. That's the issue. In fact, I was just almost over there. And then I walked the wrong way for a long time. I'm an idiot is the issue. I had to go back to stars for no reason. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. All right. The annoying thing is that if I could just run across this high part, it would actually be much faster, but there is a licker. And I really don't think it's worth killing the licker. So why am I going here? I don't know. Maybe I'll just kill the fucking licker. This is so lazy. I'm not gonna waste bullets and or health on this licker. I've changed my mind. I can't play sloppy now. It's fine. I can't juking the. I mean, he can't hear me. It's just risky. This way will get me right over there. Just gotta take a little bit longer. I have to go past those two zombies in that hallway anyways. This one. That can only make you actually turn and push the action button to go down those last two steps again. That game, I think you can assume I want to go down the rest of the steps. Uh-oh. I have not been routing this the most efficiently, this kind of return to the RPD section here. But we're getting there. Now, part of me wonders if I could go up there and then get in here. I think the licker is hugging the right side. Let's see. I can always just turn back around if this is wrong. Yes, I want to go down the ladder. I shouldn't have gone up there. That was a big mistake. Man, they put you right on top of that guy, huh? Not by smoothest, but I got there. And we won't I mean, unless if I kill him, he won't respawn, but I'd rather not waste the bullets. I'm going to have to probably waste some bullets killing these two zombies in this hallway, because it's a pretty tight hallway. Concerned Mr. X is going to show up in the library. Yeah. If I get them both over there, then I can do this. Like that. Perfect. Oh, hi. Coca-Cola. I wish I had the tiny key. Oh, well. Okay, this is the library. It was the library. My problem was that I didn't actually know where the library was. There it is. This didn't happen before. Is it shortcutting me? Well, that's nice.
No! Get away!
Birkin! Birkin got God, everybody. I mean, not Birkin. Ben? What? No, Ben's dead. We don't have to go find Ben. This is a big mistake. This is inefficient. Let's just go.
Ben!
He's alive.
Can you still hear me? Come on, answer!
Damn! I don't believe this. I almost got the story.
What rotten luck.
Ben!
Bitter irony. The chief of police, a co-conspirator.
Everyone has these pieces of paper ready.
Get that scum. Make him pay.
Hang in there, Ben.
That's what you get, reporter. Oh, Ada's upset she couldn't do it
Leon.
first. Mail to the chief. I think we've seen this one before also. Yeah. Mail to the chief. He's the chief and he needs mailing.
Where are you going?
She's just
Ada?
wearing that locket now, right?
To the chemical plant. I have a feeling that's where I'll find John.
Chemical plant zone?
Ada, wait! Hey!
Leon, are you still there? We're leaving.
Are you crazy? The streets are still crawling with zombies.
It'll be all right, trust me. We found a way to the sewer. Follow us later.
Claire! Claire! Wait!
Wait, there's giant
Man,
spiders
why
down
doesn't
there.
anyone ever listen to me?
No one listens to Leon. Wah. Why does Claire not listen to her there? Why is she like, I don't want to talk about it anymore? Why not? Alright, this way. Better not be any new dogs in here, I swear. Gotta run past the spiders again. Better not poison me. Alright, we are officially done with RPD. Alright. I feel like if they just touch me, it's not that bad. Let's see, though. Yep, I'm fine. These proggies are out of control. Alright, when we start up again, I gotta take all 4 of those out. On our way over to that place, we're gonna save. That's gonna do it for today. Leon 9. Storeroom L. And yeah, like the sewage. We've already done some stuff in the sewage, so I wonder if this is gonna even be a huge section of the game. So yeah, we'll almost certainly be able to beat this if we pick it up again tomorrow night, which is the plan. We should be able to. Should be good. All right. Good stuff. Well, that's blue. Dabby-dee-dabby-die. All right, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Look at that. It's so early in the day. I can actually raid people. People are online. Why don't we raid the Beast, who's been trying to 100% Mario Party 3 as part of his beat every N64 game challenge. You'll cheer him on. Say hi to Thab, everybody. All right. I gotta go. Project Hillberry. I'm sleepy. Luckily, I'm not the type that falls asleep in the theaters. It's not really my thing. But I am a sleepy baby. All right, everyone. Say hi to Thab. Thanks for hanging out. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend. See you tomorrow. Actually, I wonder if I'm doing anything on Job on tomorrow, because I don't think we're going to be ready for any more Myst stuff right away. I don't know. I'll see you at some point. Bye. Whee!